Speaking of doing wild things, this $66 million experiment just got okayed to dim the sun to try to prevent global warming, and they're gonna spray sulfate aerosols in the air to try to reflect the sunlight.
Stay informed. Tune in to Ginger Frequency. Wednesdays, 9 a.m. Join the resistance. With your host, Chad.
And be here. Do you copy?
So yeah, what episode is this?
This is 17.
This is 17? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's almost as many affairs as Pete Hegseth has had.
Didn't he sleep his way to the top?
Yeah, that's the going news right now. Yeah, he slept. So Pete Hegseth slept his way to the top. Yeah, it's like normally, you hear about everybody's always hating on women for sleeping to the top or whatever, but there's never actually any proof. Well, guess what? Guess who has proof of actually sleeping his way to the top?
What kind of proof is there?
Eventually landing his way into the White House. So his first wife, let's get this straight here. So I gotta organize this here. I've got a screenshot of the wives and the cheating here. Meredith Schwartz. Schwartz. Yeah. So that's his first wife, right? So he cheated on her. He had he admitted to having 5 affairs with his first wife, right? Eventually leading him to Samantha Deering, right, which was his second wife, which he had 3 kids with and stuff. And so he cheated on her with Jennifer Ratchet, who was his boss. And now he's still with her, which I don't know how. She's always worried. I guess she won't keep him out of his sight, because she's always worried about him cheating on her. She's like I could never be in a marriage like that. But to each their own, I guess.
Well, you think after cheating 5 times with the first wife, the second wife wouldn't even want anything to do with him.
That's when I'm dating. That's one of the first questions I ask. have you cheated on somebody and how did it go? How did it play out?
You have to ask how many times.
Yeah, how many times and what? Yeah, it's you have to kind of acknowledge that he eventually will or is cheating on you already.
That they must. Yeah. So, you would think you would have them sign some plea deals saying they accept him cheating on them.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a prenup and how many times you can only cheat 3 times before the prenup, But so he cheated on his first wife with his boss supposedly, and then he ended up moving on to her, moving up in the company, right? And then he cheated on his second wife, moving up in the company, and that was with Jennifer Ratchet. I mean, her last name's Ratchet. We all know what Ratchet means. So, and so now he's in the freaking White House, Secretary of Defense.
Do you know what Ratchet did? Was she in the government?
Well, yeah. So she's the executive television producer of. She's one of the producers.
For Fox.
For Fox News.
Because he was a spokesman of Fox.
Yeah. So he ended up making. Okay. Yeah. So he ended up getting into Fox News, and now he's in the White House. Yeah. So yeah.
It's Trump's buddy with Fox News. It's good life for him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So Pete Hegseth, he slept his way to the top. And then not only did he sleep his way to the top, but now, not only did he freaking drunkenly invite that Blue Goldberg or whatever the news reporter into the group chat, but he also sent war plans to his wife.
Yeah.
And
second Signal Gate.
Yeah, Signal Gate number 2.
2.0.
It's the sequel. It's the sequel to the original Signal Gate. So,
dude, if they don't fire him now after 2 slip-ups, it's come on.
Well,
guys.
so Trump says he's not going to fire him, but they are looking for a replacement because
demote him to something else.
Yeah, so he'll still remain somewhere, but it's.
Can you imagine doing that if anybody else did that, in a normal job, leaking information like that? You'd be fired so freaking fast. And you'd probably be sued for leaking out company info and stuff.
Yeah. And these are the kind of guys that you think he's mommy, a mama's boy or whatever, where the mothers are protecting him. No, his mom straight up said she came out and her name's Penelope, and she was just little Miss Penelope like fucking Pete Hegseth's mother, said he's actually abusive towards women and super drunk all the time.
He probably abuses mom too.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Came home
though.
drunk, just like slapped her around.
Because most mothers, like, even if their sons are pieces of shit, they're always gonna protect their own, right? Mm-hmm. For the fact that his mom came out publicly and said that he's a piece of shit, like, says a lot. And he's abusive towards women and a cheater and a liar, but he's our Secretary of Defense leader, and he keeps ridiculous. Like drunken texting everybody, like, oh my gosh. So yeah, to me, I mean, there's like, this isn't even the scandal of the week.
No, there's a lot. There's
a lot.
Like, so Trump deported multiple U.S. citizen children with cancer. There's like a 3-year-old, 7-year-old, and like a 6-year-old or 8-year-old.
Oh my gosh.
And they were in the hospital for cancer, and the ICE team came around them and shipped them out, and they were citizens. They weren't even illegal immigrants.
This is like Nazi stuff. Also, didn't RFK Jr., didn't he say he wanted to have an autism registry?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to have an autism registry now. So Trump's deporting kids with cancer. And RFK Jr. wants to have a autism registry. Like, what does that say? It's pretty obvious. It's pretty fucking obvious what they're doing.
And then Zuckerberg, him and his wife actually created some private schools for low-income like students in Silicon Valley, like poor communities, and they just pulled the funding for those. So the schools are just straight up shutting down. And so now all these families with kids in school, they have like nowhere to go. Yeah. Like
no, it's so ridiculous. And then so they're cutting funding to these programs that are like that fund, these programs in like certain states, and they want to bring it all back to the states. Well, the states can't afford to, fund these different programs for special needs kids, and they're all just going to get cut. And like a lot of people are waking up to it, but it's kind of too late now. It's kind of too late now, assholes. What are you going to do about it?
Well, a lot of Trump supporters are being like, no, he's doing everything he said he would. It's like, being a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's like, we know he's doing everything he said he would. That's why we've been trying to warn you. We've been trying to say something, Oh my gosh. Like, these people are so freaking corrupt. And the fact that RFK Jr. Wants to have an autism registry. Like, have you heard him talk?
Well, he was on
brainworms.
The Epstein contact list too.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's why Trump and him are buddy. That's probably how they met at his island.
Yeah, they probably met on the island or the plane. Like, which one do you got? Like, I got her later.
And
like
speaking of Epstein, the one Virginia Gaffey, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she just was found dead by suicide. Oh. And she was one of the victims of Epstein and the Prince Charles guy. Where that famous photo of her with the Trump and the or not Trump, but the Epstein and the Prince. Yeah. And she was found dead.
Like the day before those names got released, huh?
Yeah.
It was like the day before. Oh my god.
And she posted on socials like a few weeks back saying if anything happened to her, it wasn't suicide.
Like, that's really sad. That's really sad. It's like some people have to like take their lives in their own hands, and like that's really sad. But also, like,
do you think she really killed herself? Though? I don't think she did.
I don't think she did.
I think just like Epstein too.
Epstein was a narcissist. Narcissists don't freaking, like, I'm not saying the other girls, but like most narcissists don't kill themselves. Yeah. Like they staged it. Like he got killed. It's so weird because Epstein, he committed suicide in prison right before he was supposed to testify. Yeah.
Some
Ghislaine Maxwell,
powerful person is covering all this up. Yeah, I'm sure his name starts with a T.
Yeah, or associated with Mr. T. Yeah, not that Mr. T, the other Mr. T.
Oh, and then Trump was saying he talked to China about the tariffs, like they're making a deal and stuff, and then China comes back like denying it, like we haven't heard from Trump.
We haven't heard from him. Oh my gosh, it's so ridiculous. It's so many freaking scandals this week. Like, so many scandals. Like, oh my gosh.
And he wants to bring back Columbus Day.
Oh, of course. Instead of the Indigenous Peoples Day, that's
because Columbus was all about slavery and stuff.
Oh yeah, well he brought a bunch of like he brought a bunch of diseases and STDs and stuff to like all the and he like killed
Caused
a bunch of tribes. No, he was, and obviously he didn't discover America because there was already people living here for thousands of years. Native Americans were living here for thousands of years before his dumbass even got here.
Even the
Knights Templar.
Yeah. There's evidence they visited America like thousands of years before Columbus did.
Yeah, it's so, oh my gosh, we need to get our facts right, y'all. Like, oh my gosh, we try our best, but like, these idiots.
But, didn't you have something about slave labor?
Oh, yeah. So, oh my gosh. So, what are we even going to call this? Starbucks Gate? No, I'm just kidding. So that like Starbucks, okay, so there's this huge scandal and it's been going on for years, back and forth, but pretty much like, you know, there's been a bunch of researchers, there's been a bunch of reporters, like there's been a bunch of investigation done. So all the coffee that's picked for Starbucks is being picked by slave labor and trafficked children and trafficked humans, and Starbucks is like involved in a huge lawsuit right now. Starbucks is trying to say they don't know anything about it.
If it's happening with Starbucks, I bet it's happening with like all of the major coffee places because they all come from Colombia and stuff. Yeah, they all come from the same place. And Starbucks probably owns all of the land, and then they probably like sublet that out to all the other different like major coffee company, you know, Dunkin' Donuts, like whoever, you know, like we gotta look it up. But yeah, no, there's been like 3,700 confirmed victims. McDonald's on the list of that coffee.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, like everybody is like, you know, America runs on coffee. Well, you're running like America's drinking.
Yeah, when you have a cup of Starbucks, you're supporting child labor and slavery. You're supporting like trafficking, child labor, slave labor, and not only that, but they're putting all these chemicals in the soil because the soil has been like, it's been so harvested that the soil is just like barren. It doesn't have any nutrients in it, so they have to add all this fertilizer. Then they have to spray all these pesticides, and then after they do that, it like leaves heavy metals in the soil. That gets picked up by the coffee, and then it goes, you know, they soak the coffee beans, and then they send it to the other factory to get like roasted and dried or whatever, and then they spray chemicals, the flavoring and the chemicals and the artificial. Something good that JFK is actually doing is the dyes that are made from petroleum. It sounds like they're actually going to get banned. So that's cool. Something good.
Yeah. That must be the brainworm talking, not actual RFK. Yeah. That's the brainworm. So, yeah.
But yeah, if he can actually clean up like all the crap in our food, that would actually be cool.
Yeah, but he's also psychotic a little bit, so he wants to put autism on the registry. Yeah. Like
he's nuts, but if he does a few good things, that'd be nice.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he does.
Like if we have to deal with this guy, like
might as well
hopefully he does some good things.
Yeah, obviously he's like easily manipulated. So if we could all be like, hey, we love you, but only if you do these things.
How about you ban pesticides next?
Yeah, ban pesticides, ban all the dyes, and then also like
especially the one pesticide that kills the bees.
Oh yeah, that one's really bad. That one's super bad. And then also, he was saying he wanted to like legalize mushrooms and stuff for like mental health treatment, which I think that's really good because being on all these antidepressants, like it helps some people. Like some people really do need it, but like if you just did like in a really safe setting, like just did a bunch of psychedelics, like it does help. It does help. It does help. You know. In a safe setting, though. Safe setting, you know, legal state. Don't be doing anything for wild, you know.
Speaking of doing wild things, this $66 million experiment just got okayed to dim the sun to like try to prevent global warming, and they're gonna spray sulfate aerosols in the air to try to reflect the sunlight. Both scientists are saying this is nuts. It's not going to work. And like I looked up like if sulfates aerosols are like bad to breathe in, and it can cause all kinds of health problems. Like
it probably gives you heart attacks and stuff. Yeah, because like wasn't it in Singapore like all the particles in the air is giving people like dropping people dead, like just breathing in particles and stuff like that because the smog is so bad. That sounds like something that was in smog.
But yeah, this experiment just got okayed to do.
Oh my gosh! What the hell? What the actual hell? We're gonna block the sun so we can't grow any food?
Oh, that's what they're saying. Like it could affect the growth of production of crops. Yeah. Because they won't be getting as much sun.
Oh my gosh. Oh my fucking god. Okay, a serious question.
Yeah.
Is Pinky and the Brain running the country?
Pinky and the Brain?
Yeah, like the rats.
What rat?
The Pinky and the Brain.
I don't know what that is.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I almost need to show you
this. Is it an old kids cartoon or something?
Yeah, it is okay. You've never watched Pinky and the Brain?
Must have been like after my time.
No way. Yeah. No way.
What channel was on? Like Nickelodeon or something?
No, it was on Cartoon Network, maybe?
Okay. It's got an English
You
accent.
haven't seen this?
Every night, Pinky, try to take over the world.
I've seen the images. I don't know if I've ever
You have to listen to this, okay.
One is a genius, the other's insane.
Yeah. So
Why is Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So pretty. Oh, wasn't Steven Spielberg on the fucking?
I don't think so. Was he?
Was he on the Flight of Hawks?
I know George Lucas.
Oh, George Lucas was. Okay.
And even Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you never watched Pinky and the Brain.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what's really fucked up? So you know. Okay. So the Pope just died, right?
Yeah.
So
Trump declaring he's the new Pope.
Yeah. So he there's been a bunch of memes rolling around with saying that Trump's gonna want to be the new Pope or whatever. So, but he's Christian, right? He can't just like switch over to Catholicism or whatever the fuck. But Christianity is like a part of Catholicism.
I don't know. I hate religion.
Yeah, it's really stupid. One of the council members, Roger Mahoney, he was actually and he was a part of the whole investigation with all the sexual assault charges with all like the minors and stuff, and like he was one of the men that like a bunch of people went to him with like thousands of reports and he never reported them. And so like it's like kind of like, you know, there's a gray area where like they could never really prove that he was like sexually assaulting, but he also knew about all this, so he's just as guilty. Yeah, thousands to him.
Oh, to him.
To
but
him.
Wasn't he the one?
But he didn't report it. He
Oh,
didn't record it.
okay.
Yeah. So he was like one of the head. He was like one of the. He was like the principal of.
So he was protecting whoever.
He was protecting all of the sexual abusers, and he's part of the council to pick the new pope. Ew. Like, the world is laughing at us. And it's not like, I hope there's other countries watching this, because like, help us. Like, it's not just like, when I hear other countries talk about America and like what Trump's doing, they literally just say America instead of Trump, and it's like, not all of us want this crap to happen. We just have no choice. We have no like leg to stand on. Like, they're keeping us poor. We can't do anything. We can't, like, even if we do protest, we're gonna get fucking arrested and like shipped off to El Salvador.
Soon by RoboCops.
Yeah, by RoboCops probably soon. So, I mean, we're gonna end up like in the freaking Starbucks traffic heat. We're gonna end up picking We're gonna either end up in El Salvador or picking coffee for Starbucks, trafficked by the fucking cartels. So, the coffee cartels. Can you want to go back to the coffee fields patch? I don't think she does.
She might have fun.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, don't let the RoboCops bite.
yeah, good night. Don't let the RoboCops bite.